All right, we are live again. Let's see something. Oh, that mutes the mic. Oh, I can update stuff. That's a bet. Bet. All right, let's start the audio version out. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Idols to Rivals podcast. This is episode number 42. Yep, 42 in the series. I appreciate everybody for listening. If you didn't know, I record this podcast weekly on Wednesdays. Normally gets uploaded around Thursday morning for Spotify, Google Play, stuff like that. But the live stream it's recorded live on YouTube, so there's a video version of that. So you can see my beautiful face and just kind of get another view of it, and have an audio and video version just for my recording purposes, stuff like that. So if you haven't checked out the YouTube video, go check it out. If you just look up Jack Hummell, you'll find the YouTube channel. If not, like I said, it's on Spotify if you want to listen to it in the car. I know I've been doing a lot of long distance driving, so anywhere from like 2 to 6 hours. And so anytime I do that, I realize that if you want to make it go by quicker, if you listen to a podcast or if you listen to like an audiobook on Audible, which is, I believe, connected to your Amazon, and so it's not really any more expensive, and you get a book every single month for free. That's what I've been doing. If you wanted to make it go by fast, if you just want to jam out, listen to music, that's one thing. But if you really do kind of want to blow through time and get lost in like a conversation, if you're driving solo or something like that for a long time, that's what I would recommend doing. That's what I've been doing for the past, I'd say, year and a half, and it's been working out pretty well. So yeah, it's on Google Play, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcast, it's on YouTube, it's on everything. So I appreciate everybody for listening. Like I said, 42 episodes in, I haven't missed an episode yet this year. Super pumped about it. And yeah, so I just want to start off with sports news. As most of you know, March Madness is coming up. Super excited. Alabama's basketball team got ranked number 2 in our division, so I'm super excited about that. I think we're playing Iona State, which I've never heard of, but apparently they have a pretty decent head coach, so that should be a pretty good matchup coming up. Another thing, if a lot of you don't follow it, I ever since the Netflix documentary about F1 racing, so Formula One racing came out 3 years ago, I've been getting really into that. As much as I'm not a Ferrari guy in person, I'm more of a Lambo guy. The racing team, Charles Leclerc is my favorite racer, so he's on Team Ferrari. And so they've been doing they did terrible last year, but this year it should be pretty good. That starts March 21st, and the first race is in Melbourne, Australia. It's a little bit weird because their racing's on Sunday, but like it's in Australia, it's in Bahrain, it's in China, so all the times are different. So you normally have to record it and stay off ESPN. But if you haven't watched it, I recommend it. It's not like NASCAR where it's like 500 miles and 6 hours long. It's normally 2 hours on the dot. Depending on the track, it's like anywhere from 50 to 80 laps. So it goes by pretty quick. Like I said, normally doesn't go longer than two hours, but I think it's way cooler. You're dodging in and out of stuff. Recently, Mercedes has been winning everything. If you know Lewis Hamilton, he's kind of a big social media guy as well, but he's the best racer there is right now. And I think he's won 7 or 8 world championships. He's about to pass Michael Schumacher, who has the most Drivers' Cup championships. So that's starting on March 21st. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend just give it a try. If not, watch the beginning and the end of it. That's normally the most exciting part. But I think it's really cool. And like I said, I forget what it's called on Netflix, but look up just F1 racing. The next season comes out actually on Friday, so 2 days from today. Today being Wednesday, St. Patrick's Day. Hope everyone had a good St. Patrick's Day. But I recommend go checking it out. And speaking of St. Patrick's Day, had a good celebration over the weekend. They do this thing called Kegs and Eggs where I live, and so it starts at like 6 a.m. and all the beer is green, and there's deals on green beer and Irish car bombs, which I am not a big fan of. Unless I've been drinking heavy all day, I can't do an Irish car bomb when it curdles. And if you haven't tried it, try it, but it's not my thing. It's kind of like a milkshake that you have to drink super quick and get you destroyed. So if you haven't tried that. But today was kind of different because we had tornado warnings in Alabama all day long. So it just ended. I believe I got a text on my phone. It's kind of like an Amber Alert, but I believe it went away like 20 minutes ago. So it's been all day long. It's been pouring rain, and it's kind of tornado season here in the South. So that's something I'm not gonna not going to ever get used to. I was used to hurricanes and stuff like that, which was similar, I guess, in Houston, but tornadoes are definitely really interesting. I've only really had two serious tornado warnings, one in Tuscaloosa, I guess two in Tuscaloosa, and there was obviously one in 2011 that was super bad that killed a lot of people, which is scary. But it's just something that people who grew up here kind of came to live with. Like I said, I did. I was used to hurricanes in Houston, but never tornadoes. There wasn't really stuff up north. There wasn't really, I mean, I guess blizzards, but nothing really that would just like out front and like kill you. But nothing happened yet. So knock on wood. Super thankful for that. But if you're from a different spot, not from, I guess, the South, tell me stuff about, like, I know California and the West Coast has earthquakes and stuff like that. I've never experienced an earthquake as far as I can remember, but just kind of natural causes or fires. I know California has a lot of wildfires as well. So it's just interesting that we all kind of have our own little thing. I don't know if Europe has any of those like natural disasters or natural weather occurrences that you got to worry about, but I know in the States we certainly do. But today, another thing, and a lot of things go off of either the audiobooks I'm reading or the Netflix stuff I'm watching. And if you've seen Last Chance U, it's about a JUCO college where it's they're basically all the people that screwed up in D1, whether it be I think the first season had Florida State kids, Ole Miss kids, stuff like that. But it was like this recruiting factory for these junior colleges to get football. Well, now they just started basketball. And every time I watch these, of course, you get invested in all these kids, and they're basically like, they have all these tragic pasts, whether it's like they grew up in gangs or they lost their parents really young. And it really goes to show, like, when these people and student athletes and like studs of football, basketball, like they didn't get there because it was just like totally them fucking up. They got there because shit happened, and there's plenty of reasons and excuses to blame, but you come to empathize with people in positions you've never been with. I've never had to deal with growing up around gangs, stuff like that. I got blessed with having my parents my whole childhood, and so you kind of get a different perspective on, like, you write people off. You see a headline article of like, oh, this D1 top 25 recruit failed out of school his first semester, or got caught doing this, or robbed a Snickers from a gas station. You're just like, damn, why did you have so much potential and you did that? But when you watch these documentaries and stuff, you get a more human feeling of like, yo, they are not perfect. They got stuff that's screwing with them in their head, and it really changes them from like, oh, you're this piece of equipment that just churns out football skills or basketball skills or championships or whatever you've been your whole life. It's like, okay, well, your mom may have been a drug addict her whole life, or dad may have been in jail his whole life, and things like that. And you might have grown up on the streets, and it really puts in perspective, hey, it's not all headlines and cover photos. It really is, everybody's a human. And just because you can dunk a ball from the foul line, or just because you can run a 60-yard touchdown every time you get the ball, doesn't mean you're immune to that. And I think growing up, especially whenever you'd see these superstars, and I was a big football fan, you think these people were untouchable. And now that we have Twitter, now that we have Instagram, and you can literally, like, I've tweeted at and had responses from musicians and from football players I looked up to, and like acknowledging and like saying my name was the craziest thing to imagine back in the day. I couldn't imagine seeing any of these people in person, seeing any of these people, I don't know, just say like, hey, what's up, Jack? Like, that's the craziest. And now that's happened. That happens with people every day, with people that they thought were out of touch. And you get to see, and this goes back to a couple podcasts ago, but you get to see the human side, which I think is a positive of social media, which also comes with a negative, because when people start going after people as humans after reading a headline or something happens or whatever it may be, that's where it gets dangerous. But seeing these people as humans, seeing these people as, oh, you walk in the same room, and it's, as I've gotten older, it's become more relevant. Like when you meet people, like I've met David Dobrik, I've been on the phone with Justin Escalona, and those are just two YouTubers, but those are the most recent that could come to mind. And it goes from like, wow, you're an image on a screen, you have this many followers, whatever, to like, damn, you don't seem any different from me. And it's super motivating. It really gets your thoughts going of like, damn, what's possible? This person is exactly who I am. And maybe they know how to do this better. Maybe that's an excuse. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these people have a heart, they've got legs, they've got arms. Some even have less than that. And they've got this ability to make happen what they want. And seeing that and realizing, hey, this is a person on the other line of my phone. This isn't somebody that like you got to DM, talk to them. This is, I'm talking to someone on the phone. I have their contact now. And it's just, they have a phone like me. They text their friends like me. They Snapchat their friends like me. And it's just super awesome to think about, like, nobody's untouchable. Nobody is better than you. Nobody. People have better stakes at life. Granted, I will concede to that, but nobody. If somebody's done it before, you can do it too. Nobody is so far ahead that you can make it possible. There's some crazy statistic about how a majority of the world's billionaires are all self-made, came from no money. They didn't come from old money. They weren't royalty, whatever it may be. A majority, not just like 10 of them, but a majority of the world's billionaires, I'm pretty sure, failed out of college and are new money billionaires that started with nothing or started from a middle-class home or whatever it may be. And that's just such a crazy statistic. It's such gasoline to my fire of these people do the same thing I do. Maybe they have a million followers on YouTube. Maybe they have $1 billion in assets, whatever it may be. But these people wake up, they brush their teeth, they do the same thing. And it took the social media and me reaching out and me understanding how things work. Because whenever I was on Instagram for the first time, or Twitter or YouTube, I thought these people were the same thing. It was like watching Peyton Manning on Monday Night Football, just bombing touchdowns because he's the greatest quarterback of all time, no debate. But watching him and thinking, wow, that's not even a human. You exist inside a 45-inch TV. That's where you exist, because you're not real. You're a professional football player. You're the best, whatever it may be. Whatever you think about these people, you're in this box. You're in this frame. That's it. You don't walk around town. You don't get hungry and pissed off. You don't get too little sleep and just don't feel like working out today. You're this. You're perfect. You're perfect in this box. And knowing and talking to people now that have been in successful positions, it's like, no, that's not how it is. They're somewhere on this planet next to me. They're somewhere on this spinning ball, and they have the same amount of time. Those are the two things that will never change. Until Elon Musk is mining Bitcoin out of a fucking asteroid, which is possible. I'm team that. I'm in for that. I'm not denying that could be a possibility. Who knows? But right now, they have the same amount of hours in a day, and they're on the same plot of rock, of ball flying through space. And so when you boil it down to that, you realize, hey, maybe I did stub my toe today, but I'm going to still work out. Oh man, this business deal fell through. Well, you know what? I'm going to still go after it. I'm still going to shoot my shot at it. Oh, I failed this test. Oh, I came up short. Happens to the best of us. Happens to everybody. Happens to literally the best. The best do it more than we do. You know, the cliche quote from Michael Jordan or whoever. If you notice, the same quotes may be requoted by like whatever circle you're in. If you're in an NBA Twitter, it's going to be like Michael Jordan said, I missed 1,000 shots, and that's why I was the best. Or and stuff like that. But it's all these quotes are just kind of recycled, but it boils down to like there's 25 things that really that make up everything, that can capture everything that you need to think about, whether you're down, whether you're in a great mood, whether you're rallying off a high, whatever it may be. There's about 25 things that have been recycled through time that if you really boil it down all stand for the same things. And that can be scary to you that it can be boiled down that much, or that could be motivating to you and be like, it's simple. It's just attacking things. It's just going for it. It's just fucking up and keep going and keep pushing. And so as I sit here and as I talk to you, even whenever I filmed a YouTube video, I think over a year ago at this point, but I was DMing all the people that I looked up to that I wanted to work for free. I'm going to do that, another round of that again. That'll be a YouTube video coming up once all this crazy stuff's done. And I can kind of make the announcement for that, I think next week. But whenever I was doing that, I realized, hey, these people are 240 characters away from being in my life and me being in their life and everything changing. That's the world we live in. We live in this. The other side of this is everything you've ever wanted, is everything you thought was impossible is on the other side of that. Whether it be creating a piece of art that blows up, whether it be DMing that person you look up to on YouTube, or the professor you've always wanted to work for, understudy for, however that shit works. Everything is on the other side of this. It's on the other side of this. And guess what? We were born in the generation. We've been using them since, some of you have been using it since you couldn't even talk. My cousin has been playing Mario Kart longer than he's been able to walk, and probably could hack into my computer right now, and he's 15. We aren't in our 60s. Most of us, we aren't in our 70s. We aren't 100 on our deathbeds trying to figure this technology out. Like, oh, I finally got that idea that I told Susie back in the day, right after I came back from the war. We don't have that. We have cameras, we have microphones, we have ideas, we have a web of anything we want. Information is a commodity. Information is everybody's. I guess commodity might not be the right word, but information is, nobody has a hold on it anymore. Harvard doesn't have a hold on the secrets of business. Cambridge isn't the only people that can teach you how to market. It's these things. It's YouTube. It's YouTube University, as I'm sure you've heard people joke about. But it's these things that those gatekeepers are gone. I don't have to go to Death Row Records and be like, hey, I want to put out an album. I can record an album on this mic or on that computer right there with that camera, chop it up and put it on SoundCloud tonight. There is no, oh, listen to me. I'll get 1,000 plays. I'll do this. I'll do that. I can put up as much as I want. There's nobody telling me what I can and can't put up on this podcast. And that is crazy. And you realizing that all those people that you look up to, that if they exist on this planet, you can get to them and you can work for them and you can learn from them. Whether it be YouTube videos, whether it be actually flying out to Budapest because the number one fucking camel researcher in the world lives there. It's possible. It's out there. It's all about this. There's decisions. Everything you want is on the other side of decisions. And I've been living by that, and I've been ingraining that into my blood, because it is. It's people that you never thought possible are right there. That's all it is. The only reason you can't text Beyonce right now is you don't have those 10 digits that are her phone number. Think about how that crazy is. If you randomly typed in your 10 digits, you could get access, or Drake. You get access to the most prolific rapper on earth right now, debatably. If you're a big Drake fan, I'm sure you love that. But you guessed the right 10 digits, and you've just got his number, and you can contact him. That's what it is. You can go to LA and walk around in circles or be like, oh, he goes to this shop. He eats it at Nobu every Thursday at 2 a.m. You could sit outside of Nobu or his record label or wherever, or I guess in Toronto or wherever he's from. That's all it is. It's not this big grand scheme. I got to do this, and this, and this. You're one right decision away from your life being changed. And so that's why I always do this. That's why, like I've said on this podcast before, but I guess I'm just reiterating it for myself. But people ask me why you do it. You think you're cool. No, I don't. I do think I'm a badass, for sure. You gotta have a little bit of an ego so you don't get rolled over. But it's about, I want to put as many lures out as possible. I heard another quote. It was if opportunity's not knocking on your door, build a fucking door. So this is me building a door nail by nail. Put out 1,000 podcasts, no one listens. Cool. Put out 1,000 YouTube videos, no one listens. Put out 1,000 Instagram photos, no one likes it. I'm going to keep doing it until somebody figures it out, until somebody catches on, or until I find exactly what I'm looking for. Because this is me searching. This is documenting a journey of me searching. I don't know what I want. I think I have an idea-ish, a little bit of an idea of what I want, but I don't really know. And so that's what this really is about, is just searching for it. If I find out, hey, and pivot towards, okay, I really just want to stick to sports. Cool. I really want to stick to finance. Cool. I'm giving myself that opportunity. And yeah, I'm getting shit for it. Yeah, whatever. I'm cool with it. That kind of dried up after 10 episodes in, and you get over how you look. You get over making yourself look perfect or sound perfect or whatever it may be. But I do this because I'm searching. And I don't want to start searching when I can't walk anymore, or when my lungs give out, or whatever it may be, or my significant other dies and it's like I finally have time to really do, or I retire. I'm doing that right now. I'm getting the searching out the way now so that I can figure it out. And I want as many people on my team as possible. That's why I do this. That's why I want more subscribers. That's why I want more followers, because I want a team. I want to have access to a team of people that are doing the same thing. Because yeah, you need followers most likely to get responses back. You need to be a person of value to get in a room of people of value. And so that's what I'm trying to create, is value for everybody. That's why I'm not charging for anything there. I don't know what I would charge for, but like YouTube videos, I like making those to show people things that maybe they didn't get to see, stuff I would want to see, stuff I would want to hear. That's why I do this podcast, because I think people don't talk how they really talk on podcasts. And I kind of fluff it up a little bit. I hold back a little bit. I think I'm getting better at it, but it is nerve-wracking having a camera and microphone, but I think it's getting a lot easier, obviously, over 42 episodes. But I wanted to talk like we were buddies, like we were friends, like talking about the real shit and boiling it down. Like we're sitting there after a couple beers out on the back porch, just like talking about our plans to conquer the world. That shit. That's why I made this podcast. And so if that interests you, let me know. If you could, share this with a friend. I appreciate everybody for listening. We're not going to do an after hours, which is when I stay a little bit longer on the YouTube videos, because we got a lot of stuff going on, which is good. Busy is good. But like I said, if that's what you guys are about, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the follow on Spotify or rate on Apple Podcasts. It really, really does help me out. And if you listen, DM me. If you know me personally, text me. Like every time somebody goes, I listen to your podcast, I appreciate it so much. And I didn't even want to do this podcast. I'm feeling like shit. I'm stressed out for this test coming up, but I'm so happy I did. I knew I would be happy if I got it done, and I'm so happy I got it done. And just know I'm on your team. If you need anybody, anybody at all, even if we're not that close, if you need somebody to have your back, I will. Ask anybody I've been with. I'll always be. You want to be the best oboe player in the world? I will never fucking shoot that down. I promise you. So that offer is always extended. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Get after it this week. A lot coming up. I'll announce more coming here soon. But I'm excited. I'm nervous and I'm excited. I'm ready to just fucking get it because it's time. But I appreciate you guys for listening. Have a good one. Love you all. And have a great week. Thank you guys. Once again, not doing after hours. Yeah. Hopefully I was looking at the camera, because this time I didn't look at the timer and shit, so I didn't fuck myself up. But I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for listening. You're the best. Like I said, reach out to me if you listen at all, even if it's 10 seconds. I would be listening more. But I appreciate it, guys. We're going to build a team together. It may take forever, but I'm here for that. I'm not here for the gimme. I'm here for the easy shit, because it'll make it that much more sweet. But have a good one. Love you guys.